Hey everybody, welcome to the Renew Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging on while we try to sort through some things behind the scenes. Um, Today, since it's so close to Thanksgiving, we just figured that we would do a Thanksgiving themed show because we're just so brilliant like that. So, we decided we would talk about some of our favorite Thanksgiving traditions and some of our memories that we have of the holiday, and also talk about something before now. A lot of times we just talk about I'm so fat and this is why I'm fat and I'm a little less fat, but I should be even more less fat, and that's usually what we talk about. So now we're going to talk about just what we're thankful for, even though we haven't hit one part of a goal, every week doesn't mean that we don't have great blessings in our lives. So, just looking at different ways that we can reflect and be positive on our lives. So anyway, not to try to get all sentimental and stuff, because that's not my stuff at all. I guess I can start. Actually, I will say Sherry Ann, it was going to be on, that she wasn't feeling well, but then she decided she was going to try to be on anyway, and that her computer's giving her problems, so maybe it's just that she's not going to be on. So, I guess I can start. And guys, all of you who are watching, just write down any comments or questions that you have for us as far as some of the things that you've done, the things that you're thankful for, or some of your traditions. I guess I'll start. So for Thanksgiving when I was growing up, we always did, on my mother's side of the family, we always got together at my grandparents' house. And there were probably about, 15, 20 grandchildren, 7 grandkids, a lot of them with their spouses. So, we had 30, 40 people in the house,
wow,
at a time. And, yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I got to be really close with my cousins because we would do that, and then we would get together at other times. So that was like the focal point of the family was my grandparents' house. And my best memory, and my mother always gets on me about this, my best memory, though, was making chocolate cake with my grandfather. Because he would make it so it's like either 3 or 4 layers, I can't remember. And between each layer, it would be at least 1 inch of frosting or icing. I don't even know what it was. But of chocolate. And then, of course, he would cover it, so the top was covered with about 1 inch, and then the sides were covered with like maybe a 1/2 inch of chocolate. And it was just like the most amazing thing because there was like twice as much icing as there was cake.
yes,
And I think that's the only way to eat a cake. To me,
it's the way it's meant to be.
Exactly. Cake gets in the way of the icing. So we made sure that wasn't a problem with his cake. So that was, my best memory. And then my grandmother would make these, like pastries, but they didn't have anything in them. So it was just really like sweet dough balls to me. She called them like tea cakes or something like that. But yeah, it was just like, okay, you're really just making flour and water and sugar, and cinnamon. And it's like, all right, now I'd rather stick with the chocolate mountain over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my favorite memory. And the cranberry sauce, too.
I don't like cranberry sauce.
No, but you got to have the fake cranberry sauce, not the stuff. See, one year, Brooke put up a recipe making cranberry sauce from scratch, and I'm like, I'm going to try that. And I'm like, what? This can is like 50 cents on sale for the jellied cranberry sauce with all the sugar stuffed in it. And when you shake it out, it just comes out of the can, it plops into the saucer, and it has those rings around the edges.
And you can just slice it.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. I brought cranberry sauce to our church Thanksgiving dinner, and my dad specifically told me not to get that kind. He's like, don't get that. He likes the whole berries. He doesn't like the whole jelly thing.
I'll try it one day with that. Maybe I'll go back and look at Brooke's recipe and.
Yeah, but those cans will still be on sale. So
The cans will always be there. You can buy both, and in case you don't like it, you can still have the can.
Exactly.
That's true. It could be like a backup.
I just bought some cranberries today because that's what I was supposed to bring to my mom's house. So I'm in charge of the cranberries again. I love them. I love them so much. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I do love them. So
Can you eat them like whole? Do you like them like that?
I've never tried it. I'm guessing it's probably super crazy tart,
Yeah.
but I'm sure. I mean, I like that flavor, so I'm sure I could eat a berry just to see what it was like. But I don't think it would be something that I would like sit down and get into.
Oh, sorry. The most cranberry I like is like those craisins because they're really sugary. I like those. And I think I had a cranberry cheesecake cookie once. That was pretty good too. But
That does sound good. I think everything always sounds good to me. But
yeah.
everything. I was watching your guys because I wasn't on that one, but I was watching your picky eating show, and I was cooking while I was listening to it. I'm like, what is wrong? They don't like anything. How do they eat? How do they enjoy life? Like, I take a personal offense. Like, oh my, you just don't know. You're limiting yourself. I really do like everything. So.
You're talking about Sarah, right? How picky she is?
Sherry is the least picky of all of you.
Sarah, she had a whole list. She doesn't like much.
Sherry Ann was.
Yeah.
I only have two things that I don't like: onions and tomatoes. Everything else is fine for me.
But the thing is, those two foods are in so many things that I'm just thinking in terms of like dishes that you don't eat, and it's a lot. Like I really don't know how you eat. You just eat eggs all day, eggs and feta cheese.
You cooked for me, and it was fine.
I remember how stressed I was. I really was beside myself. Like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna cook for Khalid? How am I gonna cook for him?
But
You
it's
just scrambled eggs up and gave him a container of feta cheese.
Yeah, pretty much. And a Quest bar.
Yeah.
Cooking for me is easy because I require less ingredients. Less work.
That's true. Less time, easier preparation. You know what your food is going to be. Sometimes I feel like I have so many choices. I'm sorry I'm talking like you guys. If you know me, you watch my channel. Guess what? I have allergies. Guess what? This guy is blue. But I feel like sometimes I have so many choices that it really hinders me because I can't make a choice.
Aww.
So I think there's good to both sides, being picky or not. Yeah, but Thanksgiving, going back to that, I like everything. I don't like. I don't really have a lot of. I should stop. I need to stop touching. Growing up, I don't really have a lot of memories and stuff. I guess I don't know. Some people are just like that. They don't remember things very well. I don't remember very many things until I was like 10 years old. But Thanksgiving would be. I have two other sisters. My cousins would come over. I had two cousins. I had a couple aunts and uncles that would sometimes be there. My grandma, my step-grandpa, maybe my other set of grandparents, depending. My mom's a really good cook, so she would make like very traditional Thanksgiving. She would have stuffing and turkey and lots of pies, and she really likes mincemeat pie. She would make that. Just all the normal stuff. The green bean casserole, the yams with marshmallows on top.
Yes. Those are so good.
And she makes them from scratch too. She doesn't make them from the can. She's a really, really good cook. So this year they've moved to this new house. They've never they just moved in, and it was a really old house that they renovated. So this has been a long, long time this is the first Thanksgiving that they're able to have there. So it's kind of a big deal, like, to not be in that old house and to be in this new house. And will we all fit? We'll see. But, yeah. But we haven't been together for a Thanksgiving, my family and I. My sisters and my parents and all of us together for 10 years. So it'll be nice.
Oh.
That will be cool.
Yeah. Aw.
I'll take video of the house too, because the house, I'll probably say this in the vlog too, the house looks like the Munster house. Like,
I froze. I'm back now. Okay, that was really awkward. I can talk now, though. Anyways, my Thanksgivings growing up were really traditional as well. Everybody came to my house. My nearest sibling is 11 years older than me, so from when I start to remember, it's when, like they were coming home for Thanksgiving and stuff. So it'd just be, my mom and dad, my sister and my brother, and then whoever my sister was dating at the time usually came, and then my brother and his wife and kids. But we would just have, just traditional stuff like turkey, potatoes, sweet potatoes. My mom was big on torts, so we had like lemon tort and chocolate and like these pudding pies. She was big on those. So, and yeah, we really didn't have like extended family come because all of our families like in Oregon and Washington and far away from Michigan. So it was just, close family. And I'm kind of like you, Brooke. I really don't have a whole lot of memories about Thanksgiving until I hit like 10 or so. So it's like, I'm guessing they were always like that, from what I can remember. But now our Thanksgivings are a little bit different since my mom passed away, and now my mom, the stepmom, we do things like now we're starting themed Thanksgiving dinners, and it's really fun. Because last year we did a German theme. All we ate was German food, and it was really cool. We had like this ham dish and this sausage thing and sauerkraut and all this. It was really fun, and I don't know. And this year we're doing Victorian themed, so it's exciting. It'll be fun.
What does that even mean?
It's
what
like
type of food would you have?
well, we're having like a prime rib roast, and we're gonna have Yorkshire pudding and like this. I don't know what it's called. It's like this plum pudding that's like boiled in something. I don't know. My mom's making it. And I'm making Brussels sprouts and chestnuts, and it's a lot of interesting things. And my niece is making like this molasses dessert and then this like sponge cake thing. I don't know. It says Victorian on the recipe, so.
Wow. Yeah, I'll stick with some traditional stuff, turkey and canned cranberry sauce and stuff like that.
No, we're not very traditional now. Actually, a couple years ago, we had lasagna for Thanksgiving. So,
the other day I was at kind of a Thanksgiving dinner because we have like home groups at our church. So we, about 3 or 4 groups of people will meet in different homes just to kind of get to know each other better and do like a small Bible study and those things. And we just had like a Thanksgiving dinner. And there were no yams, no sweet potato pie, no greens. And I was like, yo, what are we doing? I was just like, thrown back by it. But there were olives there. They were just like a bowl of black olives. But I couldn't get any yams.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, or even sweet potato pie. Like I just really
traditional, like those kinds of things. Like it has to. I don't know. One year we had like a theme. It was like Tex-Mex Thanksgiving when it was just us in Vegas, and it was cool. But I still had the stuff. Like if I didn't have like sweet potato pie or apple pie or sweet potatoes, I don't know. It'd be hard for me.
Yeah, I'm not like that for Thanksgiving. I don't have to have the traditional stuff. Now, for Christmas, I do. There's a list of things that must be there. But Thanksgiving, meh.
I'm not Christmas. I don't care. I just want the cookies. The cookies, like the cookies and prosciutto. That's all I want.
Yeah, we had our church Thanksgiving dinner, and we had traditional, turkey, taters, sweet potato pie, all that stuff. So I had it once already. I don't need it Thursday. I don't even like turkey, so.
See, to me, turkey isn't really. I don't even care about turkey. Honestly, turkey was just a vehicle to serve the cranberry sauce on. Like, that was it. I would take apart the turkey and like spread it out so it can fit more cranberry sauce and just eat that. I didn't care about the turkey. Turkey's dry, and
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna eat the stuffing unless my mother made it because everybody else messes it up and put onions in it. So I wasn't gonna eat the stuffing. I had something the other day and somebody really put onions in it, and it was like broccoli and cheese and something. I think they called it a casserole. I mean, I don't know. But why would you put onions in that? Why would broccoli and cheese need onions?
It sounds perfect to me.
It actually does sound pretty good, now that you mentioned the other ingredients.
I couldn't even eat it. Like, I put it on my plate and I looked and saw a couple like big onions smiling at me. Like, they had those little devious smiles, and I was like, yeah, I'm not touching it.
You covered it with your napkin. You're like, yeah, I ate that.
I just threw it in the garbage.
No shame. I would have tried to cover it up.
I don't have that thing where I feel bad if like I go to someone's house and I can't eat it, because if someone came and I made something for them and they didn't like it, I wouldn't expect them to almost gag my food if they didn't like it,
I don't know.
Like, I don't want to force someone to do that. If you don't like it, let me see if I can find something else that you'll enjoy.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm not like that. I got threatened by people in my family when I was young for that. Okay, Susan brought up kind of a tradition that I always see everywhere, but I never participated in it. Fighting over the wishbone. Did either of you guys do that?
Mm-hmm.
No? Brooke, did you?
No, how do you fight for it? You just go get, like, is it like a...
Like, I think two people hold it and you try to like pull it and see who gets the bigger piece.
I was envisioning like people going on targets of this. Who can be the first one to get out the wishbone? That would probably be more fun.
Yeah. No, I don't remember the last. I think I have vague memories of like my brother and my dad doing that when I was younger, but it's not real clear. I could just be making this up.
And I don't know what's going on. Alicia says she doesn't like white meat. She hates white meat on the turkey.
I only eat white meat.
I agree. I go for the dark meat. It's the best.
That's why Sherry Ann and I are such a good couple, because she'll eat the dark meat and I'll eat the white meat, and then we're just happy. We're not fighting each other over anything.
That's how it works here. Matt eats the dark meat, I eat the white meat.
So Sherry Ann says, Thanksgivings were a chance for our family from New York to get together with us. It's cool because it was a mix of American and Jamaican celebratory dishes. Khalif always makes fun of our manish water. It's delicious.
I don't.
I wish she was on to explain to you what manish water is, but they basically they take a goat head and they boil it and throw other things, a whole one with everything that is going to be in that pot. So you can pull up, an eyeball or anything else, and they just love it. And it's so. And in fact, they will take it and put it in cups, and just eat it out of cups, and then drink the water. And it's like, yeah, so
yeah.
Sorry,
I definitely wouldn't be partaking of that.
Yeah, and they call it.
I'd try.
And I said the other week that
otherwise people wouldn't be eating it.
Yeah, I mean I think it may be good, but the way that they speak about it is that they, it's like manna from heaven. And they're saying you're eating the head of a goat in soup form. Like, you can't convince me that it's just so wonderful and amazing that I have to try it.
It might not be my first pick, but I'd try it.
Yeah.
I definitely reach for something else first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brooke, we have a question for you.
Sure.
What's the difference? This is from Alicia. What's the difference between yams and sweet potatoes?
Well, sweet potatoes, usually what you think of are the really sweet, like orange, fleshy kind of potatoes. Yams, they're really not yams, but they're kind of like yams. They're whiter and they're not as sweet, and they're usually a bit firmer. West Africans cook with yams a lot, and they're a lot bigger, and they're a lot whiter and firmer. So yams are kind of like that, but not really. But like sweet potatoes are better to, like, eat for general purposes. But if you happen to buy a yam, it'll probably be fine too. It just won't be as sweet.
Okay. Yeah, because people always say that. They just say, I'm having candied yams. And then, same thing, my friend from Ghana, he would always say, like, yeah, you Americans, you got, these aren't yams.
Oh, yeah, they're huge. I mean, they're like big.
Yeah, like I said, big white, and they're so starchy.
Yeah, they are. It's more of like a potato almost, like a vehicle for like eating other food.
Yeah.
So it's like turkey.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what they like what I said, like the yams here aren't like really yams, and then when they put them in the can and they say they're yams, like maybe they were and they just put a ton of sugar in the can. I'm not sure, but
I actually just bought a big can of, it was supposed to be yams, but right underneath the big bold thing of yams, it just said candied sweet potatoes. So.
And confusing people. I don't know why they must confuse people.
I know. Why can't they just put candied sweet potatoes?
So Susan explained what she meant with the wishbone. She said you make a wish and pull a wishbone, and whoever gets the bigger half gets their wish.
Yep.
So that's, I guess, it's only one in the turkey, so I guess everybody wants to fight to get their wish granted because you break the bigger piece of a bone of a bird.
Yeah.
I'll do that this year. I'll get the wishbone out and we'll do it. Because I always it ends up coming out sometimes when we're like carving up the, there it is.
Huh.
I never do anything with it.
So you should have Harry and Cam kind of fight.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, and get it on camera. Oh, good, we got another.
Yeah, I'll try and I'll film it.
Okay. Just seeing if we got any more questions. One thing I remember, and it wasn't from the Thanksgiving day, but a lot of us would stay over my grandparents' house, and my grandfather would cook, and he would cook breakfast. And I remember him cooking bacon, and it was real thick. Like he would go to the butcher and get it cut thick. And he just didn't feel like wasting time using a fork or a spatula or anything, so he would just do everything with his hands. I mean, it's frying in the pan, and he just sticks his hand in the cast iron pan, grabs it, turns it over. He would do the same thing in the oven. Like he would really just, like he would put a cast iron pan in the oven, a frying pan for something, and he would just grab it and take it out and put it on the stove top. Like, this man is crazy.
Jeez.
He doesn't have any feeling in his hands anymore.
Yeah, really.
So that was something that always stuck with me.
Yeah.
I have a question for you both. How do you make your leftover turkey sandwich?
I don't, because I don't eat turkey that much.
Leftover lasagna sandwich.
Oh, I just heat that up. But sometimes it is really weird. I'll crave the leftover turkey, and so I'll just have white bread because I don't do wheat bread. I don't do rye. I do white. I know it's bad, but I don't care. So I do the white bread, and then has to be Hellmann's mayonnaise, and then like sliced cheddar cheese from the block, not the little slices, and the turkey, and then pickles. It's delicious, and I crave it. I know it's weird. Matt stares at me like I'm crazy, but...
Oh, that sounds good to me.
That is pretty good. I'm hungry, so...
The pickles, that's what kind of threw me off there. I like pickles, but that kind of threw me off.
I love pickles so much.
It's perfect.
Yep.
So it seems like there's a lot of people who don't like Sherry Ann's Manish water, and it's not just me.
Brooke said she'd try it, so.
I sure would. I mean,
Yeah, okay. So you have to come here, and we'll get you some Manish water.
Mm.
You can cook it.
No, I don't even know what all you put in it. I mean, like, you know, these are the same people who like eat the whole fish. You know, with every single part of the fish. Like, I just don't understand why I see a fin or a tail or a head of a fish.
It's not want not.
But that's what you have a dog for. Susan said with her Thanksgiving, she said, we always have a bunch of people and it's loud, full of laughter and loads of food. It's just wonderful, just good Southern cooking.
Yeah.
You know, she's in North Carolina, even though she doesn't like beans. But I have to say,
grits.
No grit. Like, what? My family in North Carolina, they're in North and South Carolina, they can't cook to save their lives. Like, their food is so bland. And they always say, like, oh, y'all city boys, you're not going to be ready for this. You know, this is some good old Southern cooking. And they talk all this junk, too. Every year we go down and we getting ready, okay, you know, Uncle Chuck cooked this time, or, you know, this person cooked now. And it's like, all right, could you put some salt and some hot sauce? Just basic things. It's not even like, it needs more rosemary. Like, we're talking about basic things. Like, it's so bland. Like, you made it... Yeah. And I think it wouldn't be bad if they didn't talk so much about us being weak city boys who can't handle their Southern cooking and all that. Like, what?
Yeah, and you just think Southern cooking, you automatically think it's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are bad cooks in the South.
Yeah, and they're all in my family. Yeah, I mean, really, I'm talking about basic stuff. Like, pork chops being bad, and I didn't eat them, but other people said they were bad. Or, like, potato salad. How do you make potato salad wrong? That's what I don't get. How do you make bad potato salad? And you're in North Carolina.
I've had bad potato salad, but I was in Michigan, so there you go.
See?
It was Yankees. Man. So what Susan said about, you know, it's always just a good time at Thanksgiving and it's loud and lots of people, that's Thanksgiving for us too. I have, like, my brother has 6 kids and a lot of them are married and, well, 2 of them are married, but they have children of their own and stuff, and when they come, you know, that makes it equally louder. But after dinner, we always try and rope everybody, as much people as we can, to get together and play a game together. And that's always, like, the funnest part of the night is watching people just be ridiculous playing this game, because we try and get the most, like, ridiculous kind of game we can get. It's like games, like a game called Dicecapades, where you have to do all these random little tasks and things to get points. Like, one of them is you roll the dice and then you have to do that amount of push-ups while the timer's on. And if you don't do it, then you don't get to move forward. It's just stuff like that, and it's really fun. And I always love doing that and seeing, you know, just something about your family getting together and playing games and just laughing and have a good time. It's fun.
Yeah, I agree. That's the biggest thing that I think I remember from everything. Actually, Sherry Ann asked, besides eating, were there any other things your family did as a tradition together on Thanksgiving Day? So it sounds like that's a pretty good one. I don't know if we had any other. I mean, we watched football. You know, the men would watch football, and I really don't know or care what the women did. But we would watch football and we would eat, and I don't even know what else. But that was it. And you know, the cousins got together and played.
Just watch football and eat food, I guess. And yeah, we don't have anything beyond that, no.
We never, watched football. My family is not sports. Like, my brother loves football, and my mom likes football, only if the Green Bay Packers are playing, because that's her team. But, like, my dad wasn't a sportsman. He never liked sports. I never remember growing up seeing my dad watching a ball game. that just never happened. So the TV was like never on during Thanksgiving, and we never really had cable or anything. So no TV.
Well, that was the thing. Like my grandfather, he had his TV, and it was in the like he watched it in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had to watch whatever he was watching, and he would just watch football. I didn't mind, but I'm sure other people did. But
you like football, so hey.
Yeah, so I didn't care. And I said the cousins would get together and play when we were younger, and I don't know what we would do. There wasn't too many boys though, so it was a little hard for me. Like I couldn't play sports, and I was older than most of my cousins, so it was almost kind of like a uncle-niece relationship. If I'm like 10 years older, it just felt a little different than I'm like 10, 11, 12, and their babies are just 3 or 4 years old like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't as much fun.
Yeah. So, like, in your families, did you guys all eat together, like, at a table, or did you just get your food and, like, spread out throughout the house, or?
We ate at a table. It wasn't a ton of us, so we could sit at a table, but I'm guessing that's what's going to happen at my mom's new house. She's pretty into, like, tablescapes.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll, like, move furniture. She'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So did you split it? Like some people have the kiddie table off to the side, and then the adult table.
I think maybe, but it might be like what Sarah was saying earlier. Like I'm inventing that memory. Okay. All at the same table. Although I thought we had a kiddie table, but I really don't think we did. I think we all ate at the same table.
Okay. Yeah, we had to do that. I think we did shifts. Because they didn't have a full dining room table. My grandparents were weird. Like, they turned the dining room into a bedroom for my grandmother, and she slept there. My grandfather slept on the second floor. So, already it was, like, weird that middle of the dining room. And so, the whole space and the dynamic of the downstairs was odd. Because, the normal flow was walking through the kitchen, dining room, living room, and you're going through her bedroom. And, so it was just a little odd with that. So it was like, okay, you can't sit there, and we didn't have a table there because her bed is there. So we just kind of sat around the couches because you can only fit 3 chairs at the table in the kitchen. So, yeah, it's kind of odd now. But, we had to do shifts, and, I mean, people come at different times. It wasn't like everybody come at 4 and you don't eat until the last person gets there. It was just, hey, all the food is warmed up. Well, they're on their own if they come late.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, my mom is like, we're supposed to be there at 5:30 on Thursday. And you should be there around then because we're going to eat then. And, she wants everybody. We all sit at the table and, we're pulling out the china this year. And so, she likes to do like fancy kind of stuff, which it's fun. I enjoy doing that too. So, a little different. But the small children don't get the china. They get the regular stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't do that. I don't like that. When I go to someone's house and they give me like fancy dishes, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I can eat on styrofoam, okay? I'm not fussy.
Don't you got a paper plate or something?
Yeah, I just feel bad. Like I should be doing their dishes for them.
Yeah.
We still have our china in the garage that we got packed when we moved here 3 years ago. We haven't unpacked it. And I don't think we're going to unpack it because we're probably going to move soon, so.
New Jersey?
I don't know. Ben has to get a job. That's where we're moving, wherever Ben gets a job.
Oh, well, we'll talk offline about that, If he wants to work for another Big Ten university.
I don't know if he wants, I think he wants to work for private. I think he's pretty much done with public.
Okay. Well, we'll talk. We'll get him situated. Okay, I need to know because Stacy said, Sarah, glad to hear you say that about playing games. I just picked up Apples to Apples for us to play on Thanksgiving. Now,
Yep.
okay, one Michigan person to two other Michigan people. What is that something from Michigan? What is Apples to Apples?
I've played up. It's just a game.
I
Yeah,
never
it's
heard of that.
with cards, isn't it? Like, it comes in a little box. I can see the box in my head.
Well,
We
it
have
has a green apple and a red apple. It's like just like a word game.
yeah. I
Okay.
don't know.
I'm trying to
We
think.
have it.
Apples to Apples?
Maybe I have to take my apples to my mom's house in Chelsea, Michigan, and we can play it.
There you go. See, it is a Michigan thing.
Yeah, see, it sounds like it.
I don't know. I don't know.
And
My mom has it. It's in her closet.
I'm going to have to look that up online then.
Yeah.
All right, someone said, okay, it's Adrian Nagel. She says Apples to Apples is awesome. So
See?
I'm going to assume that she's either in Michigan or somewhere in Canada.
What is Michigan and Canada? What? See, you don't compare Michigan and Canada. We're too close for it.
Well, that's what I mean. It's kind of like the same
No.
place to me.
No, it's not. It's far different. Don't say that.
Matthew Smelling said, do you ask for ketchup, mustard, etc. if it's not already set at the table?
No.
Why
I
not?
go to the fridge and get it because it's my parents' house. So.
Well, would you be afraid of offending the cook if you asked for like a condiment like that?
No, I don't think so.
I think for me, it would depend on how nice the party was or the event was. I think if they had really taken a lot of time with like place settings and making very specific dishes, then I wouldn't. But if it was more of like a buffet kind of family style, I wouldn't care asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely wouldn't care.
Yeah, no.
In any circumstance.
I probably wouldn't either way. I mean, like, I warn people if they cook something and they'll put, like, onions in it or something, then I'll say, I'm going to pick onions out of the food. I'm not picking over your food because it's nasty. I just can't eat it. You know, the way that it is.
They're nasty.
So, you know, I have to chop it up and pick the onions out. But that doesn't mean your food is bad. It's what I have to do. So, and I understand. I mean, they may curse me out when we leave. I don't know, but they see that. All right, so what are some of the things that you're thankful for?
Who's going first?
You.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for allergy medication. And I'm thankful for my inhalers. I'm thankful, of course, for my family. You know, the things you always say. Of course, I'm thankful for my family and for our home and the health of our family. That we were able to kind of get through the last 3 years that were really rough on us. And we were able to finish that and be done. I'm thankful for food. I'm thankful for cooking. I'm thankful that I'm tall. I'm thankful that I'm so many things. The little things I think are the day-to-day things to be thankful for. I think sometimes add up more than the big things because we know we're thankful for our family, but when you're thankful for, I'm so happy that Sunday, like, oh, I wasn't expecting, I got a check in the mail and I wasn't expecting it. I'm thankful for that. I love those little, like, tender mercies that come along. I love those most of all.
Yeah. I agree. A lot of times we focus, on the really big things, and we don't take the time to be thankful for the small things in life. Like indoor plumbing. That's really awesome. I love it. I love it so much. And how often do we think about it, though? It's just like we expect it to be there, especially, in the U.S. It's just, we just think that's how you live. Everybody's got a toilet that flushes, and so I mean, I'm thankful for that, definitely. And, just things like, being able to get up in the morning and take a shower and go to bed at night and be warm in my comfy bed with my blankets, and to have a comfy couch and Netflix and my flat screen TV. I'm thankful for that kind of stuff. And, for modern medicine, for doctors who can help you, and for my chiropractor who helps my back. And, there's just so many things I could go on and on about things I'm thankful for. And, we watched a video recently doing the Operation Christmas Child. It's a ministry from Samaritan's Purse, but one of the comments that was made was, if you woke up tomorrow with only the things that you thanked God for today, what would you have? And I've thought of that, like, ever since I heard that. It's like, whoa, how many little things would I not have because I wasn't thankful for it? So I lay in bed at night and I'm like, thinking of all these things that I'm thankful for, and it's really just helped me to see all those little things that I just take for granted every day. My car and my cool Doctor Who stickers on the back. I'm really thankful for that stuff. It might not mean a lot to other people, but it brightens my day. For my Yankee candles. I'm thankful.
Those are nice candles.
They are. They're worth it. And of course, I'm thankful for my family and my friends and stuff, but I'm really thankful for my Yankee candles. No, I'm just but
you practice that, like looking at small, tiny things throughout your day and just express gratitude as a way of life. And when you do have things that don't go your way or things are really tough, you find it a lot easier to, and lift yourself up and keep going. The bigger things, I think, seem not so big.
Exactly. To try and keep, your eye on the positive things, because it is so easy to see, all the things that aren't going your way, because there's always going to be that stuff. But you're always going to have the things that you can be thankful for. There's always someone better off than you, and there's always someone worse off than you, so.
Yeah, I think, for me, of course, I would say the biggest thing is I'm just thankful and grateful that I know God, because it was nothing that I did myself. It's not like I earned anything that I have now or earned favor with God or anything like that. And, that's the biggest thing is, seeing what God did for us. When the Bible says that while we were sinners, Christ died, for the ungodly. So, I just think about that, and I mean, that kind of like sets the tone for everything else, because we see all the other things that we get, blessings from God, like you said, indoor plumbing and having clean drinking water. So many people who die of diseases that should have been eradicated, but because they don't have sanitary, conditions to bathe in and to drink and to, do basic things, that they're, dying by the thousands in certain cities and countries every day because they don't, have basic sanitary conditions that we would probably look at and think is atrocious, but it would be such a step up for them to save so many lives. So, all those things. And of course, I'm, thankful for my wife, someone who can put up with me, and, just all the little things, all the relationships that I've had that have changed the way I look at things. I don't have a lot of close friends. Like, I actually call friend the F word, because I think so many people just throw it around. Yeah. And and I'm like, I try to be really careful with putting that label on someone. But, I am just thankful, to God for all of these small things. But I do think we take a lot of it for granted. Thanksgiving comes, and some families have a tradition of coming together and each saying what are they thankful for, going around the table, around the room, and then we don't do it again until the next Thanksgiving. And a lot of us probably don't thank, God for anything, or even, for people who don't believe in God, just to have a attitude where they're always thinking, wow, this could have turned out a different way.
Right.
And I'm so grateful that it didn't,
Yeah, I agree. Well, you start out your thankfulness about God, and I'm like Yankee candles. Like,
Well, I honestly, with you, it was Doctor Who. That's what kind of threw me off.
Oh.
Doctor Who stickers, and I was actually going to say I'm thankful that Sherry Ann has never forced me to watch Doctor Who.
Oh.
I don't.
It too?
I don't know if she watches that, so I don't even know if I'm in danger.
My friend from church is super into Doctor Who.
I love Doctor
I
Who.
have it on my like season pass, and she's always like, "You need to start watching." I started with season 5. She said, "Start with season 5. That's a good place to start." But just getting into, I just need to give it more of a shot. I haven't like really like pressed forward. I feel like that's what you have to do with that show. You really got to give it a fair shot.
I think you should start at the very beginning of the new season.
Okay, of this season.
Of the new series. Like season 5, you've already gone through one Doctor. You got to start with Doctor number 9, Christopher Eccleston.
What season is that?
Well, it's the new revival of Doctor Who. So I think it started in I don't know what year it started in, whatever. But if you're on Netflix, it's the very first episode on Netflix for the new season.
Maybe that is what she started having me watch. It was like there was some worlds that ended, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, everyone's gone."
Yeah, you should start at the beginning. It makes a lot more sense.
Okay. Use that.
Sorry, I just had to help you out there because I love Doctor Who.
Wow, see, and everybody else, you see why I'm thankful that I haven't had to watch this or
Don't worry, I'll start messaging Sherry Ann and stuff on Facebook. It'll be good.
Well, you guys can do it. I am honestly thankful for the friendship that you have with her for a number of reasons, but one of them is she can vent a lot of her horrible tastes on you because you guys share the same horrible taste in certain things. And so she has like a buddy with that, and she doesn't have to hound me to watch something that's horrible.
That's so beautiful. Thank you, Khalid.
Yeah. So I'm thankful that God put you in her life for that.
Awesome.
And Matthew Smelling asks, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. He said, "Do you find it somewhat amusing? This is probably bad to think this way, but hey, when certain family members get into it, for example, certain members of my family can be expressive in their opinions, but are also quick to apologize." So, I mean, I think a lot of people have those fights or those tense moments, when families get together for the holidays.
Yeah.
Do either of you have any stories, or in general, do you kind of look forward to that just a little bit?
Well, my sisters and I get along extremely well. We're thick as thieves. We don't fight. I mean, we just get along so well. But like with my parents, we just kind of have they'll say we're very snappy. Like they'll say something like, "Dad, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We'll tell your dog to stop." It's kind of like that, and then it's over. We had a couple bigger family things when I was younger that resulted in months and years without talking. But I was young and I really don't remember what happened. But for the most part, it's pretty amicable.
Yeah. My family can be very, I don't know what the right word is, outspoken. I guess a lot of it is because the majority of my family is all sarcastic. So it's like you compete on who can be the most sarcastic to the other person. But usually it's pretty good. My brother and I get along great, and my parents and I and my brother get along great. Now, when you get my brother and my sister together, that's where some tension comes in because they don't get along so great. But that doesn't happen often because she lives in Canada. But yeah, I don't really look forward to those moments because when my family does erupt, it's not fun. So I don't look forward to that. But I do look forward to the witty, sarcastic remarks that we can try and top each other with. I don't know, it's kind of fun. But I know exactly what Matt's talking about, though. His family can be explosive as well. So, and it's hard to just sit there and listen to people going at each other without starting to laugh because it's kind of funny. You're just don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh.
Oh, man. My grandparents, I guess you can already tell because they lived on separate floors of the same house. They had a pretty volatile relationship, and my grandmother would just kind of almost be a punching bag, not literally, but my grandfather would just like, curse her out in front of everyone, and she just kind of takes it. But as she got older, she would just like snap back at him, and they would just like be arguing back and forth, where before she would just sit there meek and not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle got the biggest kick out of it, watching his parents argue and watching his mother like actually stand up to his father. Like,
right.
He would just come to me. He was maybe like 13, 14 years older than me, and he would just come, "Hey, Khalif, you hear them? You hear them? Look." I mean, like, he was just like a big kid. And other things, my grandfather liked to threaten his children. And I mean, they were all adults then, but he was in a wheelchair, and he had a stroke. He was in a wheelchair for probably the time I was in late teens on, and he, for some reason, always had a knife, like a butcher knife, that was within reach in his chair. And every time he would just get upset, he would just grab this butcher knife and wheel his way in with a knife in his hand and trying to stab one of his children.
Jeez. Oh my God.
So, and it's usually happened when there were a lot of us together, and whether one of my aunts was drinking or whatever, it would just be all these things going on. So, yeah, we had a lot of that, and we would always say, okay, what is he going to do? Because everybody would say, okay, he's sitting in a wheelchair, he's not, like, he can't hurt you. I mean, he could because of the rage. Like, he wasn't going to stand up, but he could have gotten you in a corner, and he was, like, such an angry man. The only person that he never showed that anger or rage to was me for some reason. I was his first grandson, and I really think that was the only reason why.
And the chocolate cake thing, you guys bond.
Yeah, we had a bond. Like, all the time, like, he had this big round bed. I never saw a round bed before, and I would always sleep in his bed, when I was a kid and stuff. So we always got along great. But he just, even the other grandkids, like, he was kind of nasty to them. So I had a different view of my grandfather, but I got to witness everything and all the times that he tried to cut one of his children.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been all type of stuff. My uncle, my youngest uncle pulled a gun out on him, and no, it's a middle uncle. He pulled a gun on his father, and I mean, just, so it went beyond just a little typical argument, or you said this 20 years ago. It was just like, craziness.
Well.
But that's what happened. So some people did find it entertaining. Some other family members, especially mom.
Yeah, especially when you're not really involved in it,
Yeah.
It's okay to laugh.
So a few people just started talking about what they were thankful for, and I just figured I can read a couple of them. Gina versus Gina, she said, "I'm thankful for my family, immediate and extended. I don't have much, however, I've been able to bless many, and for that I'm thankful." And Stacy, I'll read the first half of her statement. She said, "I am thankful for having my entire, albeit tiny," Google didn't want me to read it, "family over for Thanksgiving this year."
Aww. That's awesome.
And Susan is thankful for the Lord, her family, her husband, and her freedom, and for being loved.
Aww. And probably for chocolate and makeup too, but she didn't write those down.
Yeah, probably. Oh, man, I wish there was no makeup around.
Aww.
I would be thankful for that if somehow somebody just created something and you could snap your fingers and get rid of all the makeup in the world.
I would like this every day.
Yeah. And this.
Good. Well, you wouldn't have allergies every day, Brooke.
Wow.
True.
No, but makeup is evil. Makeup is evil. So Sherry Ann wants to make it clear that she's never saw my family like that. And yeah, I think my grandfather had already passed away when Sherry Ann and I started dating. And he was a big source of that. But my aunt was crazy too. My oldest aunt. She's she's like crazy. Like honestly, she was the main one who would be fighting with him.
Really?
They would pull knives on each other and they would do, so yeah.
Crazy versus crazy. Always entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. And she had the advantage because she was standing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Don't underestimate people in wheelchairs. Just let me tell you that.
Yeah, he was something else. Lori has hope. She says, "I'm thankful for every new day. I'm thankful for my wonderful family, my great friends, and recently I am thankful for being back in the driver's seat after not being well enough to drive for over a year."
Wow.
I agree with Brooke. Little things do mean a lot.
Wow.
Somebody who likes Doctor Who, so I'm skipping that.
Hey.
Susan said, "My family doesn't," talking about fighting, but David used to have some fighting. Usually it would always end up in a fight of some kind. That's the worst when it has to go that far.
Yeah, when you end up calling the cops or something, you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah. Yeah. That's never happened in my family, thank God.
Yeah, mine has some issues, I'll say
It's
that.
nice though having been around because he's taken down so many people. I always, as soon as a fight would break up, you'd be down on the fight would be over. No china would be broken. No turkey would be wasted. We could just continue on with our meal.
Yeah.
That I think is the best way. And honestly, you do see that a lot with men. Like, they can fight and then just, like, okay, we fought, we got all our aggression, now we'll just go back to doing whatever. You know? And it's not like 5 years later you're still thinking about something. It's like, let's just fight and forget about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it seems like that. Even though they're quicker to fight, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Women tend to hold on to things and think
Yes.
about it a long time.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh. All right, looks like we're out of time now, even though we didn't hit an hour, but, you know, we did start late because Google doesn't like us. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I do want to announce, in case you didn't see the any of the announcements on social media or YouTube today, that the podcast is officially out. We've officially launched the Renew Show podcast. And if you look at the video that I put out today, all the information is there. If you just go to renewshow.com, then you'll see we're doing a big giveaway. We have so far 9 sponsors, and I just found out that one of the sponsors wants to actually have 2 winners. So everybody, please go check out exactly what to do. Subscribe to the podcast so you'll have all the episodes in a podcast on your phone. Listen to them when you want, how you want, and you can win a bunch of free stuff just from doing that and leaving a review. So just go look at renewshow.com or look at the last video, and you'll be able to see all the details. I don't want to say them all here. So I think that's it. I do want to remind you, of course, next week we're going to be on, and Jennifer Bleacher is going to be on. I had her channel, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to her channel in the description box so that you'll be able to see her and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. And that's it. So we'll see you guys next week, and want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. And I guess I should say my birthday's tomorrow if anyone cares. But so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your support, and I'm going to try to drown out any singing that's happening right now. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.